So here we go.
Pretty upset because we can't do anything about the father.
Yep, Father, the main priest, Father Bertold Haverton, who...
I actually have some ideas about that.
Interesting. So, here are our heroes. So let's put you back. So would you, are you wanting to go back inside the church?
No, I'd want to go to the
tavern.
Okay, you guys do want to go to the
The
tavern.
drunken rat.
So let's take you inside the Drunken Rat Tavern here in Finnerton. Alright. Enter a Kia, a Radovan, a Marlowe, and a Racer. Whoever's going to... does anyone want to nominate themselves to make dice rolls for Racer, or do you want to take it in turns, or how do you want to do it? I say we just say we will nominate people as we go, and just remember in the bottom when you right above that where your little typing pane in, just remember where it says as. Make sure that you change your thing to Racer if you're rolling as Racer, so people know.
Oh wait, should we do the donation real quick?
Yes, we will do that. Thank you so much for reminding me. So let's do that real quick. Give me just a second here. Alright, Ragnarok, very kind donation, says, for much evil swag to kill PCs. There you go.
Thanks,
Thank you, man.
That's it. I'll rush out and buy some new monsters to kill them with tomorrow.
Thank you.
Alright, so there you go. So yeah, you guys are back here inside the tavern.
Jeez.
What do you want to do?
Was stupid.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, what's the mood and ambience of the bar?
I was fixing to kind of turn that on, but basically, everybody is very quiet. They're all kind of bewildered and unsure about what the hell has gone on. Like, you know, they're all kind of sitting there very somber and very quiet. No one's really talking. They're just kind of looking at you and, you know, wondering what the hell happened out there.
I would probably ignore everybody.
Same.
And
Marlo is very upset about the father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out he actually wasn't a terrible person after all. He rushed out to try to fight the Krampus.
Yeah, look, there's potentially something I could do if we do some things around town. There's a chance I can bring him back from death.
Really?
Obviously, because he's a good man who didn't deserve to die. Kia?
Let the dead be dead. He's...
Well, I mean, obviously, I would want to talk to him first to ensure it's something he'd want us to try to do.
I see.
But I think it's, you know, if it's possible, at some cost. I mean, it's not like, you know, he'll be his good old self, but there's a chance I can raise him from the dead. If everything goes our way.
Right. I mean, if you'd like, I don't have any say in that.
Well, you did save that child from that thing, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't honestly expecting that from you. You seem more inclined to just do damage, you know, like that lightning bolt you did.
Well, sorry for that, but
Here, Racer,
it had
get
to
over
be
there.
done. And as for saving the child, I don't know. That child did not deserve
Guys,
that weird whip. What? What is it?
She's back.
Yes,
Oh.
standing at the... You didn't hear the door. I mean, you definitely did not hear the door open. And these doors are pretty old and rickety. But yes, as Marlowe looks up, there standing on the rug is indeed the strange woman in white. Almost immediately, the whole tavern just goes silent. Everyone's like, all eyes are kind of like pointing directly at her as they're all kind of seem to be scared witless by the very presence of this woman.
Yeah, I'm with him. I'm silent too.
Marla stands up and bows deeply. Ma'am?
Okay, she kind of smiles and looks at everybody. And she kind of glances around the inn. And then, not really talking to you guys, but talking kind of more to the inn at large. She just very politely says, I hope you learned a lesson, a valuable lesson. And everyone's like shrinking into their chairs, like no one wants to answer. They're terrified to answer her. She just glares at everybody, kind of like with this weird kind of knowing half smirk on her face, like,
I learned my lessons best with a book and a teacher.
She said, well, experience is a wonderful teacher, isn't it?
Marla glances over her shoulder at Radovan, looking horrified.
Okay, at which point she kind of, you see her twitch her shoulder, and then she reaches up and like does this, and seems to like tweak something invisible. And then she kind of looks at Kia directly, and she says, have you lost something?
Yes, you know what I lost.
Okay, suddenly materializing on her shoulder. You can see, like, he was basically white against her robes with his chameleon ability, but suddenly, like, the green skin of Cal suddenly appears as he's actually perched right there on her shoulder. I don't know if chat can basically see the icon with Cal. I don't know if you guys can or not.
I will stand up immediately. And
It's
Cal?
Okay, he kind of like nuzzles his head, like almost spitefully into the woman into the cheek of the woman in white, like he's nuzzling her, like.
Cal, come here. Cal.
Just for the sake of drama, I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna tell everybody what he says, but no one will hear this except you, because it's the whole telepathy thing.
Okay.
Okay, he says, I don't like who you are becoming.
What do you mean? Cal, I'm always nice to you. Come back.
He said, the old Kia that I came to help would never have hurt me like that, and your actions have become more and more heartless these days. You're not the person you used to be.
But I'd protect you.
He said, when have I ever asked you to protect me? When you were that lost little girl and I come running along the path to find you, he said, I did so with a purpose. I knew that all those wicked things that you did were a huge burden of guilt on your shoulder. But all of the wicked things that you've done since then, you bear no guilt about at all.
You don't understand.
You embrace these things. And then to sit on me and try to squash me like a bug as if it was some
joke.
Exactly.
Cal.
That joke almost cost me my life. The old Kia would never have done something like that.
It would have been fine.
He said, yes, I would have been fine. That's how lightly you dismiss it. I spend half my time in a bag. The other half the time I'm barely paid any attention to. You send me to do dangerous things and meaningless things and never bat an eyelid at me the rest of the time.
Nothing I send you to do is meaningless. You're an important scout in our little group,
I'm
and
not
I
a
need you.
scout. I never come to find you to be your lapdog.
If you weren't here to help, what were you here for?
He said, I'm here to help, yes, but...
By being a scout, because you can fly and we can't.
He says, well, that's technically not true, but...
Wait, what?
That's not the point. The point is, you're not who you used to be. You've become colder. You're more heartless. You do things. You harm things. You make judgments and do actions with little to no concern of the safety of others. You never used to be this way.
You would do the same if someone tried to drown you in acid in a bathtub.
He said, it all started with the dwarves.
The dwarves was an accident.
You threw that fireball, Kia. You threw it straight at that strange, weird Wendigo creature, knowing that it was going to incinerate those poor dwarves that were fighting
For
it.
the greater good.
Your
Cal.
greater good is not my greater good, and it wouldn't have been the greater good that you once stood for.
What do you stand for? I'm a little bit confused. You've
It's
never been
everything
very.
I used to stand for. The reason I followed you.
Marlo kind of leans into Radovan and says, "Do you ever feel like there's a conversation going on that you're not listening
Yeah, it's like you can see all the emotions on Kia's face. Like you said, I wasn't going to come back, but then you saved that little girl, which shows that maybe you're not completely heartless and you're not completely lost.
I'm not. I care about things just as much as you do. I just show it a little bit differently.
You show it in careless ways.
So I'm careless. It's just a personality trait.
Yes, but it's not who you used to be. Once upon a
Everybody
time, you were
changes.
more worried about helping people and taking care of them. Nowadays, that's not anything that you ever seem to consider. It's all about you. You're all self.
So what do you want from me then?
I don't want anything from you. I want you to be the person you used to be.
Oh, Kia's gonna. Oh, but how? I don't know
It says-
how, Cal.
But
I don't know how.
it says,
Teach me.
you just have to be who you were once. The way that Kia used to be. The way you used to feel guilty when bad things happened, instead of, oh well, it's for the greater good. I'm sorry. He said, as I said, at least you did save that little girl. He said, because quite honestly, that did surprise me. I thought that you had become some kind of careless creature that seemed only to be interested in your own selfish gains.
There's still some good inside me, Cal. It's in there somewhere.
Let go.
It's minimal, but it's there.
I wish I had the Star Wars theme right now. Da, 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 da. He says, well, my mistress isn't here anymore. I don't know who you are. Maybe if she comes back, then I'll come back. But for
How
now...
do I prove to you?
He said, for now
do
I'm
I
going
do?
to stay with this person who seems to appreciate me more.
Will you be watching?
I don't know. I'll know if you're... I guess I'll know like I did before if you start doing things a little bit more honest, a little bit more... I mean, you've always been a little bit reckless, but you were never callous with it. But now, just here recently, it's the things that you've decided to do, some of the things that I've watched you do. It's scaring me. And then when you just chose to just jump down on top of me in my teeny tiny cat form and almost broke my back. So I don't understand why you did it. And then you did it, and as you said, it was a joke. You found it funny that I was almost crippled. I don't understand. So anyway, he said, for the time being, I'm going to stay right here where I'm actually appreciated.
If that's how you really feel.
He says, well, we'll see. If my true mistress comes back, then I'll come back. But one of my kind can't continue to follow someone that's going down the path that you seem to be going.
I'll think about it, Cal. I miss you, though. And I probably have way better treats than she does.
She kind of like goes and almost annoyingly holds up a huge big chunk of tuna and hands it to him.
I'm gonna grimace. Just don't give up on me, Cal, okay?
And she kind of looks at Cal and he like looks at her and nods and she says, our business here is done. Just all of you learn your lessons.
That was the reason she came into the
And
tavern?
she goes poof and vanishes.
I'm gonna look over at Radvan and Marlo like, are you serious?
That bitch stole my cat.
Marlo leans up on the table, looking at Key, and says, "Do you think Cal's the one that made that happen? Do you think he told her?"
No, dear child.
Cal can talk to gods.
Apparently.
What
What?
just happened?
What do you mean? We just had a very heated
Oh, you-
discussion.
Yeah, your face was going.
Oh, I'm
Cal's
sorry,
not
I
coming
forgot.
back. He left with
For
her.
now,
Oh, he's gone? And Radavan kind of stifles a smile.
Radovan, shut up. He'll
I-
be back.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
I kind of got
He'll
used to,
come back.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slump down in my chair, start thinking to myself. Attention anymore to you guys.
Marlo, can you scooch, please? I'm just gonna try to edge out. Thank you. Look, to make my plan of action work, I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Of course, that lady in white, whatever she is. And then I'm just gonna stop talking and just start walking. I'm gonna go to my room.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna try to rest. I still have a room here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just go up the stairs and I'm gone.
Marlo still isn't really sure what's going on. She's just sitting there saying to herself, "Cal's a god."
Everybody's kind of like still, all sitting very, very quiet and still in the tavern. Like it's like they're almost all of them are scared to open their mouths or move at this point.
At that point, then I'd scoot Raisa out so I could get out, stand up very straight like the high elf I am, and say, "What are you looking at?" And then swiftly go up to my room. And
Okay, as soon as you say that, most of them all immediately kind of shrink down into their shoulders and divert their eyes. Raisa kind of just grins and heads up the stairs with you.
Feeling dramatic, Marlo's also going to stand up as she goes to leave outside to go to her favorite place in this town, and she's going to say,
Did Kia go upstairs?
yeah,
Okay.
what she was.
"Be awesome to each other."
What is this term?
And the innkeeper says, "Party on, dude!" No. Okay, as you kind of say that, the innkeeper kind of glances around, making sure that nobody, the strange, foreboding elven woman isn't there, and he says, miss, do you think it's safe now?"
I wouldn't say that it's ever quite safe.
But the wind, the snow, it's gone?
For now.
For now. Well, drinks on the house, everybody! He says with a huge big smile on his face, like he's trying to cash in some karma points. And immediately everyone is like, no, it's quite alright, I can afford to pay for this. And everyone's trying to suddenly become overly charitable as they're starting to get the whole, this is what's been going on thing.
Marlo grins and says, "That's a start."
He looks at you and he says, you do know we do have a spare room if you would like to stay. You don't have to go outside.
Well, that's alright. You can give it to someone else who is more comfortable.
Well, feel free to sleep in the stable, and if it is still a little bit nippy out there, I mean it shouldn't be for this time of year, but the way that wind was howling last night, here, why don't you take this with you? And he kind of holds up what appears to be about a half-empty bottle of liquor and stretches his arm out across the bar.
Marlo takes it happily. "Thank you, sir."
Alrighty. And then where is Marlo going to sleep today?
She's
Or
going
tonight.
back out to the lake. Unless
Okay.
it's so cold outside, then she'll go to the store.
No, but of course it is daytime. So this is
Yeah,
more...
she'll go to the stable because she could probably get more darkness there.
Okay. So Marlo goes into the stable and the other three go up to contemplate and sleep as best they can. Alrighty, anyone want to do anything particular, or are you just trying to rest?
I'm just trying to rest.
Alrighty. Well, probably mid to late afternoon. Things seem to have slowly started to get back to normal in Finnerton. Marla, you're aware of people moving around outside. You can hear country voices speaking. You can kind of see people moving, horses backwards and forwards. And it seems like the town itself has all slowly but surely come back to life. As I said, it's probably about mid-afternoon when you guys upstairs wake up. You're probably not going to sleep all the way through till evening, but you do get a good night's rest.
Okay.
Hey.
Honestly, Radovan would just go and leave to head to the church. Like, he has a plan. It doesn't necessarily require anyone else to be with him. But if anyone sees him, he will not say, don't come along. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, I mean, really, what is... for argument's sake, I'm going to say that, Racer usually gets up pretty early, so she's probably downstairs when you get down.
Yeah, I have to pray, right? So that's like an hour anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm taking longer. So.
Okay. So, yeah, Racer will tag along with you. I don't know whether Kia wants to or not, but...
It's up to her.
Marlo's out doing churches by the lake at this point.
Right.
Oh, so you'd probably see us.
Well, yeah, they're going to walk right past you anyway. So is Kia going with, or is she staying put?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, then, all of you head over to the Chapel of Righteous Flame. Let's go inside that little establishment. And I'll move our heroes to it. Alrighty. Okay, you wander inside the Chapel of the Righteous Flame. Let's move you in. And there you go.
I'm going to turn to the group and I'm going to say, look, I have no guarantee that anything's going to happen or it's going to be able to happen, but there's a set ritual I need to perform with the permission of the corpse, and hopefully we might have to talk to the Lord as well, because the requirement for one of the spells is a lot of diamonds, and if we don't have diamonds, we don't have diamonds. I look at Reza. Does Reza have diamonds?
No, Reza pretty much got cleaned out whenever she had to
That's
cough
right,
up
she
all the
did.
money for the halflings.
Okay. Yeah, so we might have to borrow diamonds, if they don't have any diamonds in this town, well, it's all for moot anyway. But step by step, right, guys? You with me? With this plan?
Go for it. I just
for
kind of
the-
want to see what it looks like.
Well, this is power from the gods, not innate, right? So this is a little divinity.
I don't know that.
Okay, it's value in everything, Kia. You saved the kids, so I'm giving you a pass on everything else. And I'm sorry about your cat. And I give Marlo and Rachel a look. And I just approach.
Alrighty. Well, the three initiates that are in here all seem to be somewhat solemn, for obvious reasons. There's two or three of the local villagers are here, kind of praying like they've never prayed before to Pelor and begging for his forgiveness, like they've done something heinously bad, in an attempt to try to curry favor so that that horrible creaturous woman outside that showed up and did what she did doesn't come back.
Assuage your guilt, guys. Do you have a minute?
One of the priests, kind of like standing in front of the other two, walks straight up to you and says, yes, the priest of St. Cuthbert. You were the one that found Father Hatherton. Were you not?
Is he still here, or have you performed the rites of burial?
No, we were going to do that this very morn.
Well, there's a series of things that I can attempt to do to possibly raised him from the dead with permission from Cuthbert and Pelor and you and him, obviously respectfully.
Well, it's certainly something that, if his spirit is willing to return, we would, of course, be very grateful if you would consider doing this. We hadn't considered such a thing ourselves. We are mere initiates. We have no ability to do such things, but,
Well, it's not something I've ever done before, and I do hope, being of Pelor, you guys are aware that the Raise Dead spell has some penalties, so it might sway him into not wanting it to happen. It's not easy.
Well, we understand that reanimation, reincarnation, raising from the dead, and resurrection are all very different things. But I mean, if it's something that you feel that you wish to offer, then we would be very grateful, wouldn't we? And he looks at the other two, and they're like, "Oh, yes."
Well, I need to see the body, heal it of its wounds previous to the ritual itself. I would, of course, like to speak with the remnants of him to see if it's something he would even want. I mean, maybe he's happy up in, Pelor's palace or wherever your illustrious folk go when you die. Being of Cuthbert, it's different for me, but to each their own, right?
He says, "Well, yes, absolutely. If you'd like to step this way, we had dressed the wounds already, and we've wrapped him in a muslin cloth, ready for burial."
Okay, lead the way, please.
All right. Well, he leads you into the chamber that you've been in before, and the deceased is laying upon the bed,
Okay,
kind
so
of wrapped
first,
up.
Gonna do a heal check to see if I need to actually cast a heal spell on the body, knowing just to close.
Nope.
There's any mortal wounds. Right?
Okay, go ahead and do that.
All right.
First D20 roll of the year.
12.
All right. You're not really sure if there's any kind of internal wounds, but you can clearly see that they have cured all the visible external wounds, like the huge claw marks that he had and stuff like that, the spikes and things where he got stabbed by what you can only imagine was that evil birchwood switch thing that evil Krampus guy was using. All of those seem to have been dressed and taken care of. The muslin cloth itself is pristine white. There's no blood stains on it.
So the assumption is he has no mortal wound still upon his body. That's
Correct.
been dressed and
Yep.
removed. Okay. I guess I'm going to stoop by his head. I mean, does he have where the souls exist? I don't know.
Where are the souls? Well, even I could ask my daughter where your souls are. It's at the bottom of your feet, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the wrong end.
Well,
No.
I'm going to mind meld. I'm going to do the Vulcan mind meld thing to speak with dead. So I'm going to put, my fingers on his forehead.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast speak with dead.
Alrighty. Okay. So you cast Speak with Dead. His spirit isn't probably going to try to resist. So he's not going to try to negate it.
All right. So I'm going to first ask him how he died. I mean, pretty much sure I know the answer, but just to get a rapport with him.
Right.
Whatever's left of him.
Okay. You get how many you're level
10.
So you get 5 questions, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So you're asking him how he died.
How he died.
Okay. He says, or his spirit says, "I was wandering through the snow when a strange and large creature leapt from the rooftops. It was some form of demonic form. I clutched my holy symbol and charged to do battle with the beast. We locked in mortal coil, but unfortunately, some strange, bizarre weapon that it used wrapped around me and drug me into the snow. As I attempted to rise, I felt a sharp pain in the back of my neck, and everything went dark."
That voice is awesome. And Neo, I hate you so much. Sorry, I just read what Neo wrote. My second question is, I can cast Raise Dead if I repose your body and find the diamonds. Would you like me to attempt this spell on you?
Would you like to eliminate one or phone a friend? Sorry. No, he says to you, I failed my duties. As the priest, I was assigned to protect this hamlet. In failing them, I have no right to return.
Would you accept it if it was in Pelor's and Cuthbert's good graces to allow you to return?
If Pelor wishes me to return, I of course would do so. But I have felt no pull. I have felt no indication that that is his wish.
Raise Dead has its penalties, and penance can be carried out through the rest of your life, re-given. Is that something you'd like to see attempted? Would you, obviously...
Ask my initiates to pray to our Lord Pelor and see if it is something he wishes. If he gives his blessing, then I will also.
I have one more question, right?
Yep.
Alright, my final question is, anything you would like to tell me, the town, anyone in town who's still alive and would like to hear from you?
Come closer.
Fucking hate you. I lean in.
Closer!
I do. I lean in, man.
If you climb to the top of the tallest tree, you can see my house from there.
I hate dead people. You guys are awful. Is that really what he said?
No.
Okay, what the hell does he say?
Badger Chemist, thanks for resubscribing, buddy.
Thanks, Badger.
No, he says, tell them that I am sorry that I failed them. Tell my initiates to live a better life than I did, and to look to Pelor's example.
I do. I undo the mind meld and I bow to the corpse.
It doesn't bow back, it's disrespectful as hell.
You bastard. And then I short sheet it, right? That's what I do. I tuck the sheets in really tight.
Give it a wedgie.
So I just return with the initiate.
Okay.
He wants you to pray to your god to see if such a ritual should be attempted. If it would be in the blessing, in the will of Pelor.
We shall do so immediately.
And he also wants to say he's sorry for failing, and he wants you to live to Pelor's good example and carry on Pelor's will in town.
Well, until such time that we can petition for another priest to come and administer to our chapel here, we will do the best that we possibly can in a superior's absence. But now, please, if you would forgive us, we will pray to Pelor and see if he will bless us with the enlightenment to know whether or not Father Bertold Haverton should be returned to us or not.
Yes, I will be with my friends over there.
All right. Well, each of them, they kind of move over and they kneel down before their altar. You know,
I awkwardly sit on the top of this pew facing Marlowe.
the more priests that pray, the louder the signal to Pelor. So
How'd it go?
talking to dead is not always fun. They sound weird.
Was it creepy?
You wouldn't believe. They're asking Pelor for permission to see if Pelor will even let him come back. So it might just be a bust anyway.
Interesting. Can I be in the room if he is able to come back? Can I watch?
I don't see why not.
Or are only believers allowed to be in the room?
I would allow you to be there.
Yay!
It's not like I wouldn't. I mean, I have no reason not to. I mean, this is new territory for me too, you know?
Okay.
But the guy was a good man. He feels bad about what he did. He died unjustly, in my opinion. Krampus is a dick. So, you know, hopefully Cuthbert and Pelor and all of them would be happy to have him back on the more material plane.
Alrighty. Well, they all begin to kind of start chanting and praying to their god. How long do you wish to sit and wait for this?
Never did like that chanting part.
I'm waiting until they get their answer. I mean, do I know how long it would take them? Should I do a religion check to see?
It really depends. I mean, could be a quick thing. It could be an all-day thing.
Arlo, that's Arlo.
Anyone have popcorn?
I mean, we could go talk to the Lord while we wait, see if he even has diamonds. Like,
Well, I'm gonna sit there and put on my 3D glasses, see if I can see Pelor.
Yeah, the sun.
Pull out the Connect.
That's it. The huge big sun that shines above the altar. You know, when you put the glasses on, it is definitely 3-layered. You're like, ah. All right. Okay. So while they're doing that, do you want to go to the Lord's place and check to see if he has any?
yeah, I do. I
Okay.
don't know what the other guys do.
Well, sounds like Kia's going to stay put.
I am gonna stay put.
Okay, Raisa. The concept of the sound of talking about diamonds, she's definitely going to go with.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Marlo?
So,
I think Marlo's gonna stay where she's at. She didn't really care for the Lord much.
yeah, he was a bit of a tool. Bloody nobles.
All right. Come on, Risa. Let's go. Great, I'm going to be talking to myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Radaman, let's go.
Peekaboo, bitch. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to head over to Gravelly House. But before we do that, we're going to take a very short break. And we'll enter Gravelly House when we come back.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, now's the perfect time to ask them.